and welcome to Cathy Paints. I'm Cathy Wappel, and I am going to be painting this today. I'll also be working probably on this. They're both supposed to be the same character, only they decided that this model from Raging Heroes was cooler to represent the character than this one, so we're doing both of them in the same color scheme. And I want to add some color on this one today because I have been working on all the underpainting. Now, the underpainting I did on this, I did in a completely different way than the underpainting I did on this one and the other 3 models that I've been working on. So, yeah. Oh, I have this bow in my hair right here, and it's like, let me adjust and then I have this ponytail, and I need to get the top of this like in between the bow and the ponytail. I know. It's a bow like Staniela, V. V, thank you so much for Staniela. I love her. I'm going to make her hair pink and her bow pink, because pink. But she's glorious. Hey, Snowyak. Is it okay if I say, let me think now, because I can't remember shit off the top of my head. Soms vergeet mijn naam. Soms vergeet ik mijn naam, I think, is what I meant to say. But I forgot to say ik, so point proven. Hey, brush guy. Ik weet niet, ik ken niet, ik weet niet. My tea. Let me just enjoy my hot tea. It's not 80 degrees in here, so yay. That wasn't even what I wanted to ask you. I wanted. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. It's not working. My head isn't working. I mean, hersenen werkt niet. Werken niet? Would that be plural if it's my brains? Mein hersenen werken niet? That I can remember. The thing I wanted to say, I can't. Because, yeah, that's just how my brain works. Wie is mein Hund gibt mir his toys? Gibt? What is that? What does that mean? Hey, Trasharama. Trash says I heard someone took a picture of a miniature streamer. Yeah, she's like this tall. Hold on. I'll show you a picture of her. She's a miniature streamer. Hey, Fangwad. Hashtag Tiny Cathy. That's a thing. Hashtag Tiny Cathy. Things will come up. You'll see. Back when conventions were a thing that we used to go to, Tiny Cathy would go to conventions and get her picture taken all over the place, doing all kinds of fun things. Yep. Tiny Cathy and I had a lot of adventures together. V is receiving the toys from the dog. Oh. Gift? Huh. Let's see. I missed some things. I can tell that I missed some things in the chat. So let's back up. We'll back up. It's Tuesday, so this is just how it's going to be. Also, I'm late and I have been so distracted this morning. Every single thing I intended to do, I either didn't do it or I only did part of it. So, yeah, that's my entire day has been that way. I don't expect it to change. V's dog is playing with her in German. And then Brushka said, Dein Hund hat Spaß? Spaß? Is it like an S before a T? Is it Spaß? Like Strasse? Like Strasse? And then V said, my dog is giving me his toys. Maybe, I think. And then Trashorama showed up. V is receiving the toys from the dog. That is Cathy, right there. Yes. And then Fangwad showed up. And then V said hashtag Tiny Cathy. Well, it's with a Y because that was before I was Cathy. What? I know what you get to do tonight, V, because I'm also doing it. I'm doing it too. Tonight. We'll leave the singing and show tunes to V. Hey, Mikey. Mikey says paint miniatures. Say it ain't so. Look, I touched 2 miniatures. I touched them. And then I put them down. So we're safe. We're safe for now. Trash Rama says, you talk like Tiny Cathy got hit by a bus. Tiny Cathy and I had adventures until the incident. I mean, there was an incident. Tiny Cathy is still, she's over there. I can't reach her and she can't get to me. But she's back there. There was an incident and we couldn't go to, conventions. Arathu. Hi. How are you, beautiful person? And now we paint. Oh, V said, guess what tonight is? And I didn't even answer that. I just said, I know what it is. I'm doing it too. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. And Carr is going to give me tips on how to make my own gifts. Like the gift that he made V for her dog, her dancing dog. I'm going to learn how to do that. I know I can do this. I know I can learn how to do this. And it will be fun. And then who knows? Then maybe I can make a GIF with Staniela. Ooh, you guys, I have to show you Staniela. I can do that too. Wait. Brushcase says, I'm afraid it's an early good night for me. I'm dead tired. It's been a long day. Oh, okay. I am sad to see you go, but I understand. Sleep well. Schlaf gut. But first, look at Staniela before you go. Before you go, look at Staniela. We'll just leave that. Where are you, Staniela? She is the only file in my new emotes folder. There she is, Staniela. my first emote in my new emote folder, which I will need for when I start streaming on my name, Cathy Wappel, in 2 weeks. Look, I even have it on a calendar. Wait, Staniela, you have to move for a sec. Look, this is my nerdy calendar. See? August 17th. I do have a channel. Could Brushy, before you leave, could you shout out Cathy Wappel? Please? Or V can just post that because she's awesome. So yeah, August 17th is when that is the Tuesday that I will be distracted from painting on my own channel instead of this one. And that is my first emote. And her name is Staniela. And V made her for me. Hey, Imperfect Ideal. Hello. Thank you, Real Brush Guy. Now you may go to bed. Go hug your pillow. Go hug Elvira. Snuggle your spider. V is awesome. It's like her awesomeness is in fact V's trademark. It is true. Trash Rama says, are you streaming at the same time on... I am streaming at exactly the same time on the new channel. Same bat time. Not the same bat channel. V says, we'll see how you feel about that after I get a TPK tonight. It's fine. That's just part of the game, V. I promise I won't hate you. I might cry, but I won't hate you. Poor Roger Dogger. Trashrama says, okay, I'll message folks for some raids. Aww. Thank you so much for that. You're so sweet. I mean, don't tell anybody I said that, because if you do, I will deny it. But that's very sweet of you. He says, I don't want Cathy to cry, though. Then I guess you just can't kill any of us. Horathy goes, TPK could also be a game. Like, yeah. I think he means fuck, marry, and kill. Just don't tell anybody I said that out loud. Oh, wait. We're not family friendly. I think. I mean, we are. But naughty words are said on occasion. But TPK, it is a conundrum. No, it's fun. It's part of the game. It is part of the fun of the game. Not knowing if you're going to die or not. You know, sometimes you play in a game and you know that the DM is never going to kill anybody. Like the time we were playing with my friend Dave and his wife. We were all going over this rope bridge over a giant crevasse full of spikes. So it's this flimsy rope bridge, and he made us all do dex rolls, you know, to see if we get across. And his wife rolled a 1. So he's like, makes up some pretext, right? So that she can re-roll. And she rolled a 1. So then he's like, no, just do a re-roll. And you know what, folks? She rolled a 1. And he didn't kill her. So, and none of us died, except for the one time the bard got eaten by a gibbering mouther and was reincarnated, or not reincarnated, resurrected. Only he wouldn't have come back, but we had a different person join the party, and he was like, "Sure, I'll just play that bard character." So we resurrected him. Arathu says, I'm not. I'm never family friendly. That's what we love about you, Arathu. Friendly for our own special family. That's right, Snowyak. We're very friendly for our own special family, aren't we? We were missing you last night in the Pyro Club. We were, or not Pyro, in the Discord. We had a voice chat going, and we were just reminded of some fanfic. And I was like, if only Arathu were here. Yeah, 3 crit fails. The characters should have been toast, right? At least temporarily. But we were like, it was right at the beginning of when we started playing D&D together, all of us. So we were all we might have been 2nd level. Maybe. Rathi says, it was so late, I was watching your lovely husband in bed. Naked. Wait, my husband was in bed naked and you were watching him? Oh, wait, I think I might have misunderstood that. Or did I? Oh, no, you were in bed naked with my husband. I see. I see. Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up. You can imagine it any way you want, baby girl. Likewise. All right, I need some blue. And some yellow. I think I used this yellow. And I used phthalo blue. He says no. She's starting to paint. We must stop this. Blalo? Are you making Blalo? I'm not making Blalo. I'm gonna maybe mix a little white with my yellow. I'm not making mud either. I'm using acrylics. Now I'm sorry, V. His cloak is blue and their cloak is blue and their tabard is yellow. Snowyak. Ain't Blalo green? Blalo is Blalo. Green is totally different. totally different. All right. I think the yellow is suitably shaken. Arathi says, nice, then the Wapples cover both painting methods. Yeah. I mean, I do have my moments painting with oils, absolutely. But I will always return to acrylics. I'm comfortable with painting with acrylics. I don't remember it. I'm not sure. I said acrylics. My echo. Thinking I said her name. I don't know why acrylic. I don't know how acrylic sounds like, Alexa. Which of them does body painting? I mean, we both do our fair share of that. And Snowy X says, I know James does sock painting. I mean, I have socks. I too have socks. Arathi says, I can do body painting, and Cathy has painted my body, then eaten me. That is correct. I've painted Arathi's body. I put frosting on his body, and then I ate him. And he was tasty, let me tell you. Another sock painter. It's just handy. So you have a pair of socks, right? And they get holes in the heel or the toe. They're big holes. You cut the end off. What are you gonna do? There's this perfectly good whole upper part of a sock, right? What are you gonna do with it? Throwing it away would have been a waste. Especially knowing how Jim always would end up painting on the sleeve of his shirt. So, just like wiping the brush off like this, always on the sleeve, like he'd be holding the mini and painting, and then be like this, painting, do this, blot the excess paint off, right? Right. So I was getting ready to throw away socks that had holes in them, and I was like, it's a shame to throw away a whole sock when the only part of it that is worn out is the bottom of the foot. So I cut the foot off, and I saved this part because I used to make arm warmers out of my old socks if they were like pretty socks. So I said, you could just put this on, Jim, and use that. So that's when he started using socks for that and saving the sleeves of his shirt. And now you know the story about the socks. And Imperfect Ideal now knows what the sock is for. He has paper towels now. He does have paper towels, but he always will use the sock because it's just part of what you would call economy of motion, where he has his arm resting on the table. It's right there, and he's got the miniature in his hand like this, and it's just easy for him to just go like this. I don't know. It's just a habit that he's in. And I feel like the sock on his wrist is definitely better than him wiping it on his pants, too, which he also used to do. So he would have pants where the top of the right thigh was always covered in these stripes of paint where he would wipe his brush off. So, Imperfect Ideal says, I can't throw anything away, so now I have excuses for the torn socks I'm hoarding. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help you with all your hoarding needs. And now other hoarders are going to feel compelled to hoard socks. And I did miss some things up in the chat. I knew I did. I totally knew I did. Rathy said I never really tried oils, but I think acrylics is my jam anyway. That's how I feel. Like I've enjoyed the oils and I'm learning how to use them properly, but I still feel more comfortable with acrylics. So, yeah. Arathi says, I did eat you too, though. It's not a one-way street. I know. It's true. I ate Arathu, and then he ate me, and we were both happy. And I think there was a clip somewhere of that when we were talking about that last winter. How many shirts did he ruin? I mean, it's just the sleeve of... Really, I think it was just a couple sweatshirts, because he'd wear his sweatshirts in the winter over his shirts. But yeah, he had sweatshirts with stripes on the left arm, and then he had pants with stripes on the top of the right thigh. Trash says, I'm a thumb painter now. I'm thinking a sock might work. You know, he still paints the thumb and the hand. His hands are always covered in paint. You're sure it ended up looking like an epic saga? I guess. And now I wish I would have saved some, just cut out the thigh. I think he still has some of those pants, and maybe I will cut the thigh out as like a painting. So, okay, I don't remember if I used clear blue or clear phthalo blue on the cape on this guy. Sell the thighs as a painting. Yeah, on auction. It was probably phthalo, says V. Well, let's see. Let's try. I have this guy as a reference. Let's try it a little bit on here and see. See if it looks like the same blue. Oh, no, I don't know. Let's get some, regular blue out. And it wasn't dry yet, so I just took some water and rinsed that off of there. That old blue is so empty. Let me get a fresh one. A brand new bottle of clear blue. A brand new bottle of clear blue. Rathy says, I'm sure his inner thigh is going to go for a fair bit. Yeah, but he didn't paint on his inner thigh. Oh, look at how nicely that blue comes out. So much better than the ancient bottle that's almost empty. Yet, says Arathu. I'll go for a fair bit. He hasn't painted on it yet. He doesn't paint on those pants anymore because he has the sock now. Yeah, I think it's I think this is the blue. Yeah. See, it's a warmer blue. It's a warmer blue. Boy, they look so similar out on the palette, but you can just see the way that the light hits one of them. But it's got a little bit of purple in it. Or something. It's just something about it that's cooler in temperature. Now I just have to remember to keep going to the same color, the same pile of paint, and not accidentally stick my brush in the phthalo blue while I'm painting. Because that absolutely could happen. So I dip my brush in my water, and then I just work a little bit of the paint out of the edge of the pile. And when I put it on here, I rinse my brush off, and I immediately go in and thin it down a little, and there's a piece of lint on my model. I think I got it. See how dark it is? I take my brush and rinse it off, and then just take the clean damp brush. So I'm really just tinting. I'm tinting this blue over it. And then I go and I dip the tip of my brush and I get a little bit of paint. I blot the excess off on my paper. I'll paint it on the model. It's just a constant back and forth. This is underneath right here, so there's more shadows. So I'm not gonna rinse it off as much as I did with this, where you want to see the lighter colors. As I touched it with my brush. Whoops. So we'll do underneath here. Typically, you want your mid-tone colors to be more saturated than either your highlight or your shadow. Highlight and shadow, you can have a more muted color, and it's the mid-tones that you want to really have a more saturated, more intense color. Trying not to touch the back of the model here with my finger as I do this. And I always feel like midtones, if the surface of the model is not facing up, then it's going to be a midtone, depending on where your light is coming from. If I feel like my light is coming from above and the topmost part of everything is getting the most light, then this part that's kind of parallel to the light is going to be a midtone. I guess parallel is the right word. And see where the sword is? Right here, this edge of the sword is going to be reflecting blue from this blue cloak. So we want to be sure and get a little bit of blue on there too. I started out with a bunch and then I watered down my brush so that I could dilute it. And now it's just tinting that surface blue. And we're going to go back over that again later. We're going to get more other colors and other lights and darks on there. But for now, we've just got this blue on here. And we'll put it where the gold goes to, on the hilt. And it'll be reflecting on the armor too, because the armor is shiny. So we got all this going here. Oh, Master's rating. Hey folks. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, Cap, for the raid. Thank you. Jan Brames here, and Plague Bear, how are you? Nice to see you all. Well, I do have Beaker, Cap, because Beaker doesn't know what the hell's going on, and neither do I. Cap, Beaker may be my second favorite. No, Beaker is my third favorite, and I was just talking to somebody else about this today, oddly enough. Rolf the dog is my first favorite Muppet. The giant bear from that new Muppet show that they made, you know, the big giant bear, my second favorite, because he's adorably gruff. And Beaker is third. That would make Beaker third. But he's like, yeah, he has no idea what's happening. Things are just happening around him. Snowy X's Oscar is my fave. Oh, I love Oscar the Grouch. If I was talking about Sesame Street specifically, I would say that Grover is my favorite. Grover is my fave. Cap has a thing he's supposed to go do. Oh, you better go do the thing you're supposed to do, Cap. I'm glad to see you, though. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And definitely go look at Capmaster's stuff. Follow the link. Follow Cap. He does art. He paints miniatures. He is a nice guy. V says Grover is greater than Elmo. That's 100% accurate. I'm glad to see you're doing well, Plague Bearer. I have been stupidly distracted all day. Like, I've had things I wanted to do all day, and I've either done none of them or I've done a tiny fraction of it, of a couple of things, but never actually finished any of the things that I set out to do today. And yes, and I've been forgetful, super forgetful. Like, if I didn't have this phrase written down in front of me, which is, soms vergeet ik mijn naam, I would not have been able to remember that. Which means sometimes I forget my name in Dutch. Cap says, but the two grumpy old men that Statler and Waldorf, Cap. Statler and Waldorf are the two grumpy old men. And me and Frank from Nightheart Gaming were talking about doing our old man voice and critiquing. I think we were going to critique Nightheart Gaming games, some of the games that they do, like, because they put out YouTube videos, and you're going to go in our old man voice, be like we're heckling them. Anyways, I need to talk to him about that. We definitely need to do, because we had a lot of fun being old men. We were playing in a D&D game, and both our characters were old men, and we were just doing these old voices. I mean, I guess somebody said mine sounded like more like an old grandma, which, duh, of course it would, because I'm not actually a man and I can't really do a man's voice, as it turns out. Like, I can do an accent, and I can fake that my voice is old or young, but I cannot fake the gender of my voice very well. I just can't. So, yeah. Plague Bear says, "You're not a man. I've been deceived. You're not an actual grandma either." That's correct. I am not an actual grandma. I can pretend to be a grandma. I can pretend to be a child. I can pretend to be a man, but I can't make my voice sound like a man's voice. Yes, it's best you take back all your flirting if you'd rather not flirt with a man. Yes, I'm a man. You didn't know this about me. I don't know why you wouldn't flirt with a man, too, but, you know. Can you play it? I could probably do a New Yorker. Arathu flirts with everyone. He's an equal opportunity. Snuffleupagus! I love Snuffleupagus. Yeah. Second to Grover, he's my favorite Sesame Street character, but from when he was still, everybody thought he was imaginary, you know? Like Big Bird knew Snuffleupagus. And everybody else thought Big Bird was making it up because no one else had ever seen him. And it's funny because, and I'll tell you this now because we're never going to play this adventure. Back when Zaltaris was he was planning to run an adventure where there were 5 of us, I think, 4 or 5 of us, and we were all going to play little kids. So I had a character that was 9 years old, and she was a satyr and a sorcerer. And I said to Zaltaris that only Tommy had ever met my character. No one else had. So every time he talked about my character, people thought he was talking about an imaginary friend that he had made up and that I didn't really exist. And Zaltaris gave me the ability for my character to be invisible at will whenever whenever adults were around, I could just be invisible. But of course, not like if I was attacking somebody, of course. But yeah. So, but we're never going to play that. But yeah, it was very Snuffleupagus, and that's how I described it. It was just like that. Anyways, that's my nerdy D&D story for now. Asmo, hi. Asmo says Rathy's face flirts with all. Yes, it is true. We don't have a Snuggleuppagus. We don't have a Snuggleuppagus. We need a Snuggleuppagus. We need a Snuggleuppagus. We need a Snuggleuppagus. I have to write this down. This is what I've been doing. I've been writing things down. Hold on. Snuggleuppagus. A Snuggleuppagus. Oh, that just amuses me. Plague Bear says, I heard snuggle and I'm all for it. Right? It's true. Arathu is no small man. He's a very big man. Snowyak says, I made up a cool D&D character idea. Want to hear? Of course, Snowyak. Inderdaad. Natuurlijk. Praat ik jouw character idea? I think. I don't know. Praat mij jouw character idea. I'll get the hang of Dutch at some point. Someday. Just babbling now. Nothing I say makes sense anymore. Plague Bear says, wait, I'm going to be the one who ends up pregnant. That's very probably true, Plague Bear. That's very probably true. 6'4" tall Norwegian. 6'4" is my favorite height. That's perfect. Perfect height. Plague Bear says, this is going to be some Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. You never heard me do my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Who here has heard me read Conan using Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice as all the dialogue for Conan? Hey, Dave's Mini Art. How are you? Nice to see you again today. I keep running into you. Hey, Gel Tip. Plague Bear says, oh my god, I haven't, but I need to. So this Friday I'm going to read Lovecraft. I feel like when I debut my my streaming on my Cathy Wappel channel, when I debut on August 17th, I'll be, so for those that don't know, on August 17th, I will be migrating my painting streaming to my own channel instead of my podcast channel. So I'll be streaming on Cathy Wappel, the name that you may have seen in other people's chats. So August 17th, it's a Tuesday. Hey, John O. Spencer. John O goes, don't leave us, Cathy. Well, you know I would never leave you, and I will of course still be doing the podcast. John already knows this, but for everybody else, I will still be doing the podcast every Sunday night. Every Sunday night. You can't get rid of me that easily. But my painting will be on my Cathy Wappel channel and my reading. So now I think on my debut stream on August 17th, I should read Conan. We'll find another Conan the Barbarian story by Robert E. Howard. I will read it. We will substitute the names of different characters for people we know, because it's more fun that way. And I will read all of Conan's dialogue in the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Snoyak has contributed to the Read Me a Chapter Please challenge. That's the challenge for, I will read another chapter from At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. We are on chapter 9 out of 12 chapters, so we're almost to the end of At the Mountains of Madness. And I will finish reading the entire story before my last day of streaming on this channel. So we will get there. We'll do it. Meanwhile, back at the model that I've been painting, see, there's blue on it, and there was no blue on it before I started streaming today. So I have totally painted things. Gel Tip has not heard the Arnold yet. Snowiak is talking about... Wait, Cathy likes climbing trees. That's true. How did you know that, Plague Bearer? I do like climbing trees. I didn't even realize that was in reference to Arathu's height, but because I do like climbing actual trees, I always have. As a kid, I did all the time. As an adult, I absolutely would climb Arathu like a tree. Should I ever meet Arathu in person, I will climb him like a tree. Now I can read about Snowiak's D&D character. You roll up 3 characters. At the start of each day, you roll which of the 3 you're going to play. Each night you sleep in a tent and have the costume of each character in there. Then you pretend that the other 2 are on a mission and will you catch up. Oh my god, that sounds funny. Is this the chapter where we get the OnlyFans? Ha ha ha. Ooh, Callie has redeemed Stretch. Oh, excuse me while I stretch. That always feels good. It always feels good to stretch. Jan's heading out and going back and forth with trouble. Hey, see you later, Jan. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, Orchrist. Nice to see you. Did you have a successful rest earlier today? This is a freaking stretch, Armstrong, Orchrist. Stretch is a nice sight before heading to Dreamland. This is for you, Snowy. You know, this behind the head really kind of exercises some other muscles back here. You can feel some other muscles. Orcree's always asleep. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people need more sleep than other people. You went down for a few hours? Oh, nice. Nice. You're only asleep from the hours of 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. And apparently from 11:30 to... No, I have no idea. There he is, folks. Stretch Armstrong. Well, hello there, viewers. He looks thoughtful. Good night, Snowiak. Slaplecker. He does smolder, right, Orchrist? He really has smoldering eyes. Now, my smaller Stretch, he doesn't smolder nearly as well. But they love each other. The love story. It is a love story. Arathu says the smaller one looks like he is surprised. He is surprised, and you know why he's surprised? It's because he started out with pants like our big Stretch Armstrong, but when I stretched this guy, when I stretched his legs like this, Turns out that his shorts were just painted onto the rubber instead of dyed into the rubber. So Twitch kicked you out of my stream, Cap? That is so rude. That is so rude. V knows. Baby Stretch in his G-string. This is Baby Stretch. And this is what has happened to his shorts. This is they just like didn't, they no longer stay on the rubber. So you can see why he might be a bit surprised looking. Horathius says, well, the bigger Armstrong might also have a big surprise for him, as the bigger one was a big spoon. I have a picture that I might post in the Discord. And by Discord, I mean in the Pyro Club Discord, which I don't yet have a link for posting to join that one, but I know that there's a lot of people on here who already are on it. Later, remind me. I will post a picture. I'm not telling you what it's of. Stretch is involved. Stretch is involved. Now I have to go back because I feel like I've missed some things in the chat again. Snowyak said bye because it's late where he lives. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, Cap said he got kicked out, but I'm glad you made it back. It's ridiculous. You posted a whip from the stream. Post a link, Cap, if you want. Post a link for what you were working on so we can all see. Plague Bear says, I'd be surprised if a giant version of myself came up behind me and started whispering sweet nothings in my ear. Surprised and pleased, no doubt. Yeah, G-string. It used to be shorts. Swear to God, it used to be shorts. Hey, JJ. Yeah, it's a thong now. It was shorts. It looked just like other stretch. People know. They saw it on my stream. And they just, every time I stretched his legs, the shorts kept like coming more and more unattached from the rubber. Loosened. I don't know. It was weird. He's the dollar store stretch. I'm pretty sure he's the dollar store stretch. And Cap has posted a link so we can see what he's been working on. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to like that. You should all go there too so that you can see the Baba Yaga's house and the Baba Yaga. Did you get the grass on the broom yet? I can't tell from this picture. I do like the idea of having grass on the broom. And I like the chicken legs. I like them with the that orangey yellow color on there. That works. Dio's Baba Yaga hut. Yes. JJ says it was shorts until Cathy got to it and she turned it into a thong. For reasons. Yes, reasons. Yes, that is correct. Black Bear says, I'd let Cathy turn my shorts into a thong. Arathu says, I do in fact own a golden thong. Oh, Arathu. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that at all. That actually seems like something I should have just assumed. Of course Arathu owns a golden thong. Of course he does. Natuurlijk. Hey, Freak Max. Thank you for shouting out the Freak Max, JJ. Go follow Freak Max. You're doing Journey to the Savage Planet. That sounds interesting. Or the last time that he was streaming, he was doing that. He also paints miniatures. And I painted some blue on a cloak, and I got almost as far as I did painting the blue on this other cloak. CV, it was clear blue. See, it is the same blue, and the other one was a little cooler in temperature than this one. I wasn't sure. Until I actually put the paint on the model, and I was like, I don't know. Catmaster says, all right, Cathy and friends, I'm going to lurk a bit. My brain is melty. Go and rest your brain, Cap. Hope you feel better soon. We'll see you, probably see you in a chat at some point. Thanks again for the raid, Cap. Hey, Dices. Dices says, he's my stream assistant for now until he streams again. Until he streams again. The triumphant return of Streaming Max. And the puppy is bringing V a frisbee, so she has to go play with the hund. And go follow Just Dices also, if you haven't followed Just Dices yet, because she is an amazing miniature painter and highly entertaining. Definitely go follow her. And thank you, JJ, for shouting out Cathy Wappel. Cathy Wappel also paints miniatures, and she also reads out loud, and she's not yet streamed on her own channel, but August 17th is her debut stream. So go give Cathy Wappel a follow, and she'll be painting miniatures just like the ones I have in front of me. She'll be using the same paints I use, the same palette I'm using, these same crappy synthetic brushes that I like to use so much. It's like we're twins. V says, I'm so excited she's already got her first emote for when we get her to affiliate. It's true, it's true. Let me show you my first emote. Her name is Staniela. And Vlieger Dragon made this emote for me. Also, Cathy Wappel is me. For people who did not understand what I was saying. Cathy Wappel is me. I will be streaming on my Cathy Wappel channel. So give Cathy Wappel a follow. Because August 17th, I will no longer be streaming as More Than Dice. I will be streaming as Cathy Wappel. And this emote on the screen right there is my very first emote for when I make affiliate. And I'm excited. And Vlieger Dragon drew this for me. Geltip says, I thought Cathy Wappel was your twin. I know, right? Or Chris, mind blown. Yeah, what a plot twist. And Liam, hi Liam. What made you decide to swap on that particular date? So, I just needed to set a date. And I've been saying in a couple of weeks, and that particular date is the Tuesday 2 weeks from today. So that's a couple weeks. That's a solid date. If I didn't set a solid date, I'm pretty sure I would be saying I'm going to start streaming on my own channel in a couple of weeks for like a month. And then I would procrastinate on doing the things that I need to do in order to make that happen. So instead, I have set that date. It's on my calendar. Now I have something to work towards. So yeah, that is why I decided on that particular date, Asmo, and everyone. So there's no other special reason. But I do feel like my debut should be reading a Conan novel where the names of all the characters, except for, of course, Conan, are changed to people that we know. And Conan's voice will be done in the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. And Freak Max is totally allowed to come over and slap me for having a terrible German accent when I do that. Even though Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian, it'll be a terrible Austrian accent. But it will also sound like a really bad German accent. So, you know. You know. So you're totally within your rights. He has a terrible accent. Oh, well, then it should be perfect, right? Oh, I get teased mercilessly about it from other Germans, so it's all good fun. What a cruel joke to name twins with the same name. I know, isn't it? Especially considering that when I was born, I was Cathy Schmid. So weird, right? That she would be Cathy Wappel and we're twins, and then I married a Wappel, and now it's just weird. Freak Max says, so what you want to tell is basically that your simulacrum is running out on the 17th. Yes. Yes. That is correct, Freak Max. Absolutely. All right. So what else what am I doing? I need to maybe put some more reflected blue on some armor. We already know that blue is going to be reflecting on the armor here from his cloth. We're doing non-metallic metal, so I gotta paint in a little bit of, let's throw in maybe a little bit here of blue on the underside there. We'll just punch the blue up a little more here. Of course, my blue on here is all dry now, so I can go over it again. I'm afraid I'm painting again, which is usually Tuesdays are for distracting Cathy, and she never gets anything done. Hey, Bithtron, how are you? How are you today? I haven't seen you in, well, you were here last week, right? Briefly, I think. Okay, so the underside of this shoulder pauldron should also be reflecting a little bit of blue, not the top side. But you know, we'll be painting more lights and darks on the non-metallic metal as we go along, but I just with this, I just kind of want to remind myself that, yes, there's a reflection here. I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing this. It's not going to be my final brush stroke of this color. It never is either. It's never my final brush stroke of a color when I put something on a non-metallic metal. I'm always going back and forth. Let's see. We're going to get some reflecting here. I think this is the tabard down here. Yeah, that's the tabard peeking through, and that's yellow. But the top of his leg armor, her, there, it is a girl. We'll get some blue reflected on there. We'll have some yellow reflected on there too from this other cloth. Ooh, V is redeemed hail hydrate. So oh, Aratha redeemed stretch. What do you think, Aratha? Do you want a small stretch or do you want a big stretch? Vithtron says, I'm pretty good. I have this week and next week off. I think I might have been here last week, might have been Wednesday. Yeah, I think maybe towards the end you came in. I remember seeing your name. Both. Oh, you want both. Both together. Both together. Okay. I feel like both together should cost extra. Both together should cost extra. Hello there, Arathu. Hi. No, let's not stick your hand in the paint, silly. They're so silly. So supple. I haven't tried stretching them both at the same time. In tandem, if you will. So oh my goodness. Limbs everywhere. Stretch mini piece theater. Right in the V. Oh my god, V. The stretch crotch is right in the middle of my screen. Covers eyes. V likes crotches. Arathi says, Arnold is grower, I see. Grower? And now kiss. It's nice and warm in here, so stretch is really flexible. It is safe, V. It's just we're just doing some normal stretching here. the crotches are no longer right in the middle of the screen. Oh, front to front. I didn't see that. I missed the front to front. Bill Robertson. Hey. We're just doing a little stretching, Bill. How's Bill today? Rathi says explaining grower versus shower isn't PG. It's about how much special limbs can expand. Okay. He's growing. He's growing. He's expanding. JJ says Cathy started pulling it, not knowing what it was, and now she'll keep on stretching it forever. Just because. He's a grower, not a shower. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense. Because with the way it's spelled, it just says shower, so I was not interpreting that in the way in which it was intended. It was losing something in translation. All right. Yeah, stretch is like one of those stress toys, you know? Sometimes you just want to squeeze them. You just want to feel that, it's just something about it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then the other day, my friend sent me a video where these guys do this experiments in a machine shop, and they had one of those water saws, and they had Stretch Armstrong strapped out on a I don't know what it was, on a ceramic tile or something, or a plastic tile, and they ran him through this water saw. Like James Bond when they spread him out on the table and they have the laser beam, and Blofeld goes, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die." And then they cut Stretch in half. I was horrified. I was like, how could you send me this? Double meaning and double pronunciation. Yeah, it's a double meaning, but it's a double pronunciation. So in my head, I was pronouncing it like shower. Also, shower, I don't even know if that's an actual word, but it totally makes sense when you rhyme it with grower, not a shower. Totally, I get that, but yeah, it's not 100%. Remember the crushing machine video where they smushed Stretch? No, no, don't send me videos of Stretch being tortured. I don't want to know. Probably more of an Urban Dictionary than a Webster's. Well, yeah. It's a meme word at least. Might not be in the dictionary. Yeah, it's a meme word. It's fine, it's fine. I got it. I'm on the same page now. I know the thing. I'm hip to the lingo, daddy-o. Let's put a little blue down on the bottom of this. I think we need a little yellow down on the bottom of this too, but we'll throw some blue in there. Here it's going to be yellow and maybe brown or red. Maybe I do a red bound leather book here instead of just boring brown leather like I'm going to do the belt, because leather, it's either black or it's brown, but we all know that leather can be dyed other colors. She is painting again. You're Stretch is on a cool down. You know, Stretch needs a cool down. We all need a little bit of a cool down. Well, some of us maybe don't, but you know. Anyways, posture check. Posture check. My spine is still back there. I am still sitting up. Posture check is done. Bill Robertson says stretch is a flower, not a shower. Damn it! He's a flower, not a shower. Damn it! English is so stupid. I can't transform. I don't have any Transformers. Transformers is John's thing for when we're doing the podcast. I don't own any Transformers. What toys do I have? Not counting miniatures. Well, let's see. Within reach, I have this guy, which is totally not a Transformer. This is Rhino the Hamster from Bolt, which is a movie about a dog who's a superhero dog. He thinks he's a superhero dog, but it turns out he doesn't actually have real superhero abilities, but he thinks he does because he's been trained to believe it because he's a dog. And there's a fire at the studio, and he runs away, and he finds, no, there's not a fire. No, somebody's trying to kidnap him for money. I don't remember how he gets out of his trailer, but he ends up out on the street, and he ends up becoming friends with a cat named Mittens, and they meet a hamster whose name is Rhino, and it's a Disney movie. Anyways, I saw this movie like right after my dog died, and I bawled my eyes out. Yeah. So, but it was a cool movie, and I have all three of them. I have Bolt, and I have Mittens, and I have Rhino. But Rhino just happens to be sitting right here next to Small Stretch. Because why wouldn't he be? Hey, Cookie. Time flies like an arrow, and fruit flies like a banana. Yes, Bill. Oh, we need to watch some Groucho Marx. He was a master of turning phrases like that. I once killed an elephant in my pajamas. What was the elephant doing in your pajamas? Cookie says, so what you're saying is for Christmas, I'm sending you a Transformer. I wouldn't say no to a Transformer. I've never transformed one. I've never owned one, so I don't know. Asmo says need to find one of those old McDonald's Transformer French fry toys. Oh my god, I used to have one of those. So I lied. I have transformed something before because I used to have one of those, and I don't it wouldn't surprise me if it was in a box of old stuff of mine down in the basement somewhere. On the other hand, it might have broken into a million pieces and been thrown away a long time ago too. I don't remember. I forgot about that completely. Today I found my old rag, my old paint rag. It's my old paint rag. used it for a long time. It's more paint than rag now. But I lost it when I moved all my stuff from over there to this side of the room, and I found it yesterday because I was transferring some miniatures from one drawer to this drawer so that it would be easier for me to reach them. And I have to put my Gellerpox guys in there too because I still need to finish painting those, and I started painting those like 2 years ago. And I never finished. I still have a few things to finish, and I still need to finish doing the bases. And I have my Uhu glue so that I can do really gross, snotty slime bases because they're Nurgle things. So, we need to do the proper Nurgle kind of thing. Now, do you think her hood is blue like her cape? Or is it yellow like her tabard? I could go either way on it. I could go blue like her cape, or I could go yellow like her tabard, but I can't decide. So the hood, I feel like blue like her cape, her skin will stand out better. And her hair. Like if I do red hair, it'll stand out better if the hood is blue than if it's yellow. Based on that alone, I'm deciding to make her cape, or her hood, blue like her cape. So, this is how my brain makes decisions about painting. So, a little window into how I figure out my color scheme. And I did almost stick my brush in the wrong blue, because I have both phthalo blue and clear blue. I have clear phthalo and regular clear blue out on the palette, because I wasn't sure which one it was that I used on the other model. And weirdly, I want them both to match, which is funny because he's not even going to use the other model as this girl's character. So, but they will both belong to the same paladin. I don't know, is it like a chapter with paladins? They belong to the same chapter or the same church or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't do paladins and clerics. We'll get a little bit of blue up here on this part that's going to be gold. Oh, that's another reason to make the hood blue, because this part's going to be gold. And if the hood was yellow and the top part was going to be non-metallic gold, they would also be very similar looking in color. So that would be less good. Cookie says, hard to explain, but in a nutshell, they all carpool to the same McDonald's for lunch. That's paladins in a nutshell. I kind of want a quarter pounder with cheese and fries now. Damn it, Cookie. Why do you do this? Why do you do this to me? I want a quarter pounder with cheese and then fries. I was fine before you mentioned going to McDonald's for lunch. Or Christ, I really do. I do. I can taste it. I love McDonald's fries. A quarter pounder with cheese. I happen to know it is real meat, despite what people say. There is other real meat that's better, though. I mean, just because I like junk food sometimes. Look. I like circus peanuts. You know what circus peanuts are? They're my favorite food from the vinyl food group. They're absolutely just sugar. Yeah, pretty much sugar. Shaped like peanuts. Fast food in the US will not kill you. It won't make you sick unless you eat it for every meal, every day. Then you might have something wrong with you other than eating fast food every day. Fifth trend says you need to get those things you crave or the craving gets worse, right? I also want to make cookie dough again because I made cookie dough the other day. I made a half a batch of Nestle Toll House cookies dough. Not their store-bought dough. I actually, from scratch, made chocolate chip cookie dough. Minus the eggs. I didn't add the eggs because I wasn't baking it. I intended to just eat it, like ice cream, just raw. And it was delicious. And I want more. I want more. It was so good. So what it is flour, sugar, brown sugar, butter. So what you do is you take the sugar and the brown sugar and the butter and you mix them together. You cream them up. You beat them until they're well blended. Ahoy there, Angry Ham. Go kväll. And what? Stop looking at me. Anyways, and then you add the flour. Oh, you add a little bit of vanilla. Then you add the flour with a little bit of baking soda and some salt. And you stir it all up. And then you add the chocolate chips. And you stir it up again. And then you eat it. Then you just eat it. Or look, I don't know where you're getting these crazy ideas about eggs not being safe in the US. I just wasn't cooking the dough, so there was no reason for me to put eggs in it. In the US, eggs are pasteurized. And I could leave them out on the counter, but I've been conditioned since I was a child to put them in the refrigerator. So I can't not put them in the refrigerator because it's a mental thing. They're fine. The eggs are fine. Rather says, you're on a stream, Cathy. Would you expect us to look at someone else? Ham wants to know, are you talking about Kinder eggs? No, I was just talking about regular eggs. Also, I would love Kinder eggs. I've never had a Kinder egg. I've never had a Kinder egg. I know what they are, but I've never had one. I've never had the pleasure. Yeah, we are. We're talking about him now. Cookie says, I will go to jail for sending you one. I have people smuggling Kinder eggs to me. I feel like I have succeeded. It's the culmination of my life right now. People smuggling Kinder eggs into the US for me. Arathi says, I'll smuggle one into the US for you, Cathy. Ooh, really? when you're going to the US so you can climb me like a tree. Ah, that's a deal. Are you gonna hide the egg somewhere on your person so I have to look for it? Let's see. I need to mix some yellow and white together. Let's see. I think did I add a little purple to this? No. I think I think it was just this bright yellow. It was just that bright. Ha ha ha, says Arathu. Like I'm kidding. You gonna come here and play in Age of Sigmar tournaments at Adepticon, Arathu? You would enjoy the hell out of that, I think. Oh, now my yellow. I mix it too much. The yellow is getting into the yellow is getting into my mixture of yellow and white, so I have to move this. I have to move this over. Oh, this is such a shitty brush. Oh, this is my it's my other shitty brush. I just gotta throw that. Look. Let me just tell you right now. If you're tempted to get a sapphire brush, sapphire series from Robert Simmons, don't. Just don't. Just don't. They suck. Look, this is a synthetic brush, and I've said I like synthetic brushes. I like the Cotman series from Winsor & Newton. Winsor & Newton Cotman series are fantastic synthetic brushes. I enjoy them. They work really well. These Simmons ones do not. They don't. I'm using this one as my crappy mixing brush, and the other one is even worse. The other brush that I just threw on the floor is not even worthy to be my mixing brush. It was a sad day. Also, these Robert Simmons ones, when the handles get wet, the wood swells up and the paint actually flakes off. The paint flakes off. This blue right here that is the same color as the paint is actually just my clear blue because I had to stick my brush down into the bottle. That's the only reason why that's blue right there. It's like all this paint has flaked off. It's disgusting. Do the monument brushes do that too, or Chris? I didn't know. I haven't actually used any of the monument brushes. How are they? Like, I hear a lot of people swear by them. They really like them, but I haven't used them. Are they synthetic or are they sable brushes? Or do they do both? Yours all did? And I don't leave my brushes soaking in the water either. You know? It wouldn't surprise me, Asmo, if they changed the manufacturer because they used to be part of Creature Caster. So they were all one. Creature Caster Monument was all one thing, and then they split off. So all the paints and brushes and everything became just Monument Hobbies, and then Creature Caster just stuck to doing the models only. So Or Chris says, I haven't bought mine for over a year, but all mine are destroyed. They're fine, but maybe expensive for what you get. Okay. Like these ones are, the Winsor Newton Cotman synthetic brushes are, I think, about $7 for a brush. But like this brush, this this series 111 round brush, it's a size 1. I've been using this for quite a while. Does it have the little hook on the end? Sure, it's got a little hook on the end. They always do. But over the years I've learned to just work with the hook. So now when I have a new brush, I expect there to be a hook there and there's not. It kind of throws me a little, which is kind of funny. Ham says, I think I accidentally murdered a Cotman. Oh no, what did you do? Asmo says, I picked up the black weapon rack set that they were running for a while, but most of them are still in the thing. I've mainly used the large synthetics that came with it, and they've been pretty good. But they changed them since I bought that set even. Huh. Ham says, by the way, good news. Got a new doctor's appointment with a new doctor. Time for a second opinion. Oh, good. Good. You went on painting galore and forgot to clean it. Oh, I can understand that. I've murdered a few that way. But now I get 2 different ones. And let's see, where's one of them? What do I need more? Let's see. Oh. So this is a series 222. They call it a designer's brush. It's like a liner brush. And I don't know if you can see, the bristles on that one are longer. So this is a 0 and that's a 1. Anyways, the bristles on this one are longer than they are on the 111s, on the rounds. And sometimes I like these longer ones, like if I'm doing freehand, but they'll get ruined faster than the rounds for some reason, if I don't take care of them. Asmo says, my favorite brushes are my Broken Toads. Broken Toad was what I used to do the flesh tone on this elf bust that I was painting. And I enjoyed it. It was kind of the first time I really used a sable brush on something continuously. And it taught me that there are things that a sable brush is really good for. And there's a way that I paint. When I'm doing glazes, like I was doing on these thin glazes where I rinse the brush off and then just take only the damp brush and rub it on the model, that doesn't work with a sable brush. Because I've tried it and I'll forget. And I'll try it with the sable brush and I'll just get big pools of water everywhere instead of the effect that I want, because the sable brush holds more water in its bristles. And I'll forget that. And if you don't have enough water in the bristles, then the bristles kind of spread out a little. They don't hold their point, which is also doesn't work well. So I've used synthetic brushes so long, and I've developed the way in which I paint around synthetic brushes so that it's very difficult for me to use sable brushes effectively for everything, unfortunately. But I can make a synthetic brush last for a really long time. So I guess, I have that going for me. Arathi says, I love that about you, Wapples. Don't have to have all the most fancy gear to do great artwork. Oh, thank you, Arathi. Shows that people put too much focus on equipment. You know, sometimes the focus should be on the equipment, but not when it comes to painting. Well, that's not entirely true. There are times when good equipment is definitely what you want. And if I was using sable brushes, I agree with Asmo that Broken Toad are the sable brushes that I would be using. Because I've used Artist Opus ones, I've used Winsor Newton ones. I haven't tried the Rosemary and Company yet. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of time. But of the ones I have tried, I do like my Broken Toad ones best. So, Asmo says, and I'm a tool whore, I try everything to see what I like. Yeah. Ham says, noticed that I really need some tiny brushes. The old ones are getting really old. Sometimes you just need a good big brush that has a tiny tip. Or I'm sure I've heard just Dices say something about the size of the brush not mattering. It's just what you do with the tip. Pretty sure she said that today in her stream. And it's true. It's true. Arathu. You can take that whichever way you would like. Asma says, I doubt I'll need more brushes for a good long time at this point. Angry Ham says, I hope you said tip. I could swear I heard tit. I said tip. It's what you do with the tip. On the other hand, I mean, I'm not going to judge you. You do what you want. Oh, I'm using yellow. That's what I wanted to do. Like I'm over here with blue on my brush going, that's not what I wanted to paint. Arathi says, I haven't tried rosemary brushes yet. I guess it's only a question about time. Yeah, time. Yes, time. Time. Or time. Yes, Arathu. Thyme smells so good, too. You know what thyme goes good on? A nice roast. I think I have too much white in this yellow. It's a little more opaque than I was expecting. Let's just paint a little straight up clear yellow over the top of that to get some saturation there. Alright, it's yellow. It's yellow. Meat. Yeah, meat, Arathu. Meat tastes good with a little thyme on it. Accurate statement. I think I just needed to do straight up yellow on this and not add any white to it. And I think that should be yellow too down in there. So when I start streaming on my Cathy Wappel channel, I wonder if I should stream for a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't have to make this decision right away, but it's something that I'm thinking about. Like should I start earlier? Should I go later? I don't know. I'm just thinking about, what I do when that time comes. I know that when I paint with oils, my streams end up being longer because, there's certain things that I want to do with the oil paints on the palette, and, with the oil paint, once it gets on the model, before it dries or before it sets up, too much. So I'll end up going like a half an hour over, or 2 hours over even. I think there was one time that I ended up not stopping until 7 o'clock at night. So who knows? Who knows? But for now, today, we'll be stopping now. Oh, well, not at this exact moment because I'm right in the middle of painting this thing yellow. But soon. Like, soon. Alright, so in the back I've got some yellow. We'll tone this yellow down. We'll add some purple to it once I get around to, shading and everything. Arathis is also quite good in a grilled cheese if you use proper cheese. What cheese do you use in your grilled cheese, Arathu? What is the proper cheese for you? Just in case I have to make a grilled cheese sandwich for you someday. Cookie says, is Cathy Wappel stream PG, PG-13 general, or like hard R? Rated A for Arathu. Yeah, it's rated A for Arathu, Cookie. Otherwise, how would I be able to do a Christmas special where I'm decorating bondage cookies and eating a Rathu on stream? I it's got to be me. It has to be me. Can you just imagine, Cookie? If it wasn't A for Arathu? Bill Robertson says, when you start your new channel, I suggest you keep the start time the same, at least in the beginning. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Bill. I'll just keep going. I'll start at 3 and then I could go a little bit longer like I do. I'll go a little bit longer every once in a while. It depends. Like my reading streams, sometimes I just I'm like right in the middle of, a chapter. So I'll go over for like a half an hour or an hour. And then, like I said, when I was using oil paints, I would go over for at least a half an hour, if not an hour or 2 hours even. So Cookie says, I am still thinking about bondage, Cathy. Cookies, are they even legal? Bondage Cathy cookies? No, they weren't. They were just bondage cookies. Were you here for that stream, Cookie? The pirate rating? Arr. Yes, Ham. It's rated R for pirates. Arathi says Gruyere or a Jarlsberger, a Gouda, even a Oh, I like smoked Gouda. I like Gouda. Gouda. How did you get past Toss? I mean, they were gingerbread men. They were gingerbread men. I was just decorating them. They weren't actual, anatomically correct cookies. No, I was. Okay, that would have been funny. I was not in bondage gear. The cookies were in bondage gear. Oh, that's hilarious. That's like the best misunderstanding ever. I might be crying a little. Tears of laughter. Cookie says, I was like, I'm sure Dia would have talked about this by now. Asma says, Cathy in bondage gear making cookies would need to be an OnlyFans stream. Yeah, I would say so. Yes. Yeah, it was the cookie that was in bondage gear. That's exactly correct, Bill. It was the cookie. Cookie in bondage gear. Cookie in bondage gear and Arathu, blonde hair, plaid shirt, jeans. Looking tasty. Yum yum. Bill wants to know, Cookie, when you're coming to Chicago. when his chest hair grows out more for Bill. Aww. Cookie says, also funny enough, our American HQ is in Chicago. Are you coming to Chicago for Adepticon, Bill? JJ says, gotta lurk, love y'all. It's okay, JJ. I am gonna be raiding somebody here really soon. So it's all good. Thanks for hanging out, JJ. Have a good night. Cookie says, is Adepticon. Adepticon is always in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is a northern suburb, a western suburb of Chicago. It's north of me, but it's a western suburb of Chicago. And it is always in Schaumburg, and it's always, well, for a while it was downtown Chicago, but now it's in Schaumburg. But the people who run it are local in Illinois. So, and it's just it's not a gigantic convention. It's the largest tabletop wargaming convention in the US, but it's not a huge convention. It's not like Gen Con or Dragon Con or, Spiel in Essen. It's not like those. Those are gigantic. This one's like 7,000 people, which sounds like a lot, but it's at a convention center. And mostly it's people that are playing war games, and then we have Fort Wappel, and there are hobby seminars, and people come over and sit at the tables and paint minis all weekend. But yeah, it's always in the Chicago area. Cookie says, oh snap, I gotta look at visiting HQ. I wonder if I can get a flight out of the company. Ooh, that would be cool. Rathy says, I do wear a shirt like that, and I do have blonde hair, a bit darker though, and I do wear jeans. I know, Arathu. I know. I'm pretty sure I just asked you, and you told me that. Thanks for contributing to the Read Me a Chapter challenge. I think the next time when we beat that challenge, I may just finish the book. I may read the 4 remaining chapters so that I can have it finished before we migrate over to the other channel. Cookie says, I could try Chicago deep dish lasagna. I mean pizza. Yeah, you definitely have to try it one time. Just to see. It's good. Trevor, we have a friend who sends us. He'll like send us Giordano's pizza. It'll just show up at our door. Out of nowhere. Anyways, I'm gonna raid. I'm gonna raid somebody. Let's find somebody to raid. Monument Slow Fuse. Speaking of brushes, Monument Slow Fuse is streaming right now. Right now. Das Day with Jen. So let us. Jen Tastic is with him. Yes. Let us raid. Let us raid Monument Slow Fuse. I haven't raided him in a while. Rathy says Adepticon and Fort Wappel is two of my top 5 tourist attractions in the U.S. Oh, thank you. It would be awesome to see you there, and I absolutely will climb you like a tree. Monument Slow Fuse. I believe I've spelled that correctly. Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for coming in on a Tuesday, which is like my Monday. And we actually did get a little bit of painting done in addition to a whole lot of talking. I appreciate you all spending your time. Oh my god, hey, Acid Burn Punk. I didn't even see you sneak in at the very last second. We're rating Monument Slow Fuse, so give them a follow if you're not following them already. He's painting miniatures, and Jentastic, if she's there, might be painting miniatures too. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central. Bye.